Hey, Gymrat Pat back in the house.
I'm so excited to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't know about my crew.
Yeah. Larry on Bangalore here.
That was Leon saying, don't ever do that again. Don't do that again.
No. Damien Ashley here and Leon Rock here. We are actors and we are gym rats. And we bring our perspective to you of the movie, well, of the entertainment world, specifically movie and TV.
Specifically, yeah.
Specifically.
Wherever Pacific you come from, we're doing it there.
Yeah. I'm tired. I haven't done my vocal exercises.
One's elocution has not been warmed up today.
Yeah. But anyway, we have a few topics to discuss with you guys today. And so let's begin. So the first one is obviously a couple of years ago. Is it a couple of years now Mortal Kombat's been out?
No, last year, 2022.
Right, tell them what the topic is.
Well, the topic is that Mortal Kombat will be getting a sequel.
Mortal Kombat!
And the screenwriter is the same screenwriter as Moonknight. He's called Jeremy Slater. So as we know, the film came out last year, right?
Yes.
Was it 21?
2021.
21, yeah, it was.
Early.
It came out to, I would say, mixed reviews.
Yeah,
it
I was one of those mixed.
I wasn't sold on it. I actually auditioned for the part of Jax. Damien helped me out with that. Didn't get it, obviously.
because I didn't help him.
Yeah.
It takes both of us.
Yeah,
Work as a team. Yeah, work as a team. Gym rat back in the house.
Yeah.
But it did very well actually on HBO Max. I did hear.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was one of their
the biggest moneymaker.
Yes, one of the most streamed film of last year. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously that meant that a sequel was going to be in the works. So the story comes to us via Variety, and it says a Mortal Kombat sequel is in the works at Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema. Jeremy Slater, best known for the Disney Plus Marvel series Moon Knight, has been tapped to write the screenplay. Warner Brothers and New Line had quietly been looking to develop other installments in its Mortal Kombat universe, but plans for a follow-up film had not been official until Slater had been hired to pen the script. The first Mortal Kombat, a martial arts-inspired adaptation of the popular video game, opened in theaters and on HBO Max last April, so it was last year.
Yeah.
Despite mixed reviews, the R-rated movie still managed to generate solid ticket sales at a time when most people were largely steering clear of their local cinema. It earned $42 million domestically and $83 million worldwide. But let's keep that in mind. It was a day and date release on HBO Max, so you know how we feel about that.
Yeah.
Simon McCoy, who directed Mortal Kombat, previously hinted to Variety that he would be interested in expanding the movie into a gory action franchise. The companies backing Mortal Kombat 2 have not announced whether or not McCoy will return to direct the sequel. None of us used the S word. We'd never talk about it in any depth whatsoever because we feel like we have to put all our energies into this film, McCoy said, in reference to the release of 2021's Mortal Kombat. That being said, if the fans want another one, that's not for us to decide. That's for the fans to decide. Then we need a couple of joiner pieces that we know can lead us somewhere because there's a treasure trove of stuff that's just sitting there. Plot details as well as returning and newly cast actors have not been finalised. The first film featured Louis Tan, Jessica McNamee, Josh Lawson, Tendan Obu Asano.
Is that Jax?
No, Mehcad Brooks was Jax.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mehcad Brooks. In addition to creating Moon Knight, Slater is writing and directing Thread for Sony Screens Gems. He's also working on Uprising, an upcoming Netflix movie that will be directed by Travis Knight. Interested in that. and Stephen King's The Tommyknockers adaptation for Universal.
Ooh.
Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah.
On the TV side, Slater developed the Umbrella Academy. I really want to see
You
that.
still ain't seen that?
Still ain't seen
You're
it.
doing the Damien?
Yeah, I heard good things.
Listen,
For
great.
Netflix and created and served as co-showrunner on The Exorcist on Fox. Yeah.
See, them Exorcists never did it for me. Just saying.
What
The film,
the film.
The film.
The first one was the third one I love. The third one I actually liked.
I don't remember the third one.
Charles.
That much it.
It's actually the actor is brilliant.
Anyway, we digress.
We digress.
Yes.
Anyway.
So let me
Mortal
come to
Kombat.
you first, Leon. Did you watch the first one?
I did.
What did you think of the film?
Well, fair. I watched it because I wanted to see who took it apart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he shouldn't have took it apart.
Well, you know.
But it is what it is.
It is what
you know
it
what I
is.
mean? But it was okay. I think it was shot well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the director done himself proud with what he did.
Mm.
I don't think he done a bad
Well, he was
job.
the first time
First time
director in terms because he did music videos and adverts. before.
Yeah.
So-
So I think he done well. I just wasn't blown away. I just wasn't blown away. I just
Yeah.
believe there's so much more that can be done.
Yeah.
With, just giving it that grit, giving it that darkness.
He also wrote the film, which I thought was a mistake. I didn't mind him directing the film.
Yeah.
But writing as a first time writer, Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat is not one of those you can write on your first go.
No.
Like, that's not the one.
I tell you who they should have got to write it, and he's a proven writer, David Goyer.
Okay.
Yeah,
David Goyer.
his sensibilities could have worked itself to
Yeah,
that.
He's dark. He wrote the Blade film.
Yeah. So
Don't let him direct it because he ruined
Yeah,
Trinity.
You ruined Trinity. The directing, McCoy could have done,
Yeah.
but writing, Goyer is still the man.
yeah,
Comes to that
so
stuff.
I just feel like there was I feel like it was just rushed through. It was like,
So then, with that being said, what's your anticipation for a sequel?
I think they're gonna do a better job.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, they've seen what they've done. They can't go backwards. And
Well, look,
just get
the film,
the right writer in.
yeah, the film was a relative success.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Bearing in mind that it came in at the height of the pandemic, and
People want something to watch.
yeah, and it came in also with the day and date release on HBO Max. But it, as we said before, it was the most streamed film of last year on HBO Max. So for them, it did its job.
Yeah, done well. And I would have streamed it.
Yeah,
I can't even remember how I saw it, but I saw it.
I mean, I know me and Damien went to watch it in the cinema because
Okay.
we're huge Mortal Kombat fans, especially the first film. Damien, what are you thinking about this news? And it was interesting that they also said in that article that they were thinking before the sequel to do some other stories that connect. So maybe a story on, I don't know, maybe a Liu Kang story, maybe a, I don't know,
Johnny Cage,
Sonya
Blade.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about all this?
Honestly, I want to see a TV show instead. I think there's so much lore to Mortal Kombat which they've expanded over the game's release. Like, by Mortal Kombat 11, they had so much depth to the characters that it would suit a sequel, suit a show. A show would fit so much because you can expand upon it. You can build the tournament
And there's so
episode
many-
episode by episode. There's so many characters.
So many characters, the Melinas, the Katanas,
many.
the Goro.
You know
Like,
what?
even Jax he's got a daughter that he brings in at one point and
Yeah,
replaces her, and she's a
yeah.
brilliant
Where
character.
does Goro come from?
Yeah,
I mean, all those guys. I want to see all those guys, and it's like the film for me. I love the opening. The opening was brilliant. I think that what happened with that is they criminally underused both Hanzo and I always forget Sub-Zero's name, but they criminally underused the actors playing those. I think Sonado is an amazing actor, and he got criminally underused as Scorpion.
Yes.
In the beginning and the end, I was like, he had he had the best scenes.
Yes.
The opening fight sequence and the closing fight sequence.
that was for me. The opening fight sequence is the best
It was
bit
the
of
best
the
bit.
film.
Best bit of the film.
Best bit of the film.
And obviously he's fighting Joe Taslim, who we love.
Love Joe Taslim.
But
Big Joe fans here.
big Joe
man.
fans here.
Big time,
And then
big time.
like the closing fight sequence, I love. But in between that, like they mismatched the editing of the fight sequence in the middle. Josh Lawson was the only bit that I really gravitated towards as Kano. I didn't think that going in. But he kept me entertained.
Remember, we were
when the
talking
rest of
about
them
that.
were.
Yeah. When the film was just like, he made the film entertaining.
He looks a bit like the original Kano. You know the original Kano from the game?
Who's got from the game, yes.
Yeah, from the game.
Not the Aussie guy they hired.
No.
He had a bad British accent.
From the game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I'm going to put a picture up.
Yeah.
Wait, stay still.
Nah.
Yeah. He looked the original Kano.
Yeah.
That Barlet.
Yeah.
And I think that's something they got right. Like they got the look of the games right. They got the fatalities in there, but they lost a lot with like some of the performances. I wasn't too like. I love Louis Tan, but I don't think he was good in the film.
Yeah. And remember, his character Cole wasn't. It's a new character,
and I like what they did with that because it was a good way to kind of work with so many characters because you've got so many you have to kind of cater for.
Yeah.
How do we find an in point? And he was the in point. So okay, it was different, but. They just, for me, he wasn't strong enough in it, and that's no disrespect to him.
It's not disrespect to him.
When he's in Wu Assassins, he's wicked.
I didn't think a lot of people. I didn't think the one who played Sonya Blade was strong enough. I didn't think. I didn't like Liu Kang. I didn't like.
Have you seen that animation one?
Yeah.
The Scorpion. I've not seen that Scorpion one.
Now that's bad.
That's good.
It's bad.
That's good.
And when you see Sonya Blade and you see the characters. Like Sonya Blade's hard in the animation. Yeah, we need to do a review on that.
Yeah,
because you need to watch that. You need to watch that.
The Scorpion one.
Yeah.
I thought, and no disrespect to Mikael Brooks, and it's not saying I would have done better, but I didn't think his Jax was great either. But again, that's more to do with the writing than anything.
Yeah, you did what you could, guys.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
that's a bit reason why I'm skeptical on this as well, because the writer. Bar the Moonknight series, which you put front and centre, the stuff he's done before has not really been that critically well. Like he did the Fantastic Four that came out with Jordan,
God.
the Lazarus Effect, which I read wasn't very great, the Exorcist series.
All I need to hear is Fantastic Four, and I'm out.
And that just took me out of the fact that he's written Moon Knight, which we haven't even seen, so we can't even say it.
Well, you know what? It could be his best piece of work.
And it also, like, sometimes it's good writing, but the way it's directed doesn't fulfill the
That's
writing.
true as well.
So I haven't seen the Fantastic Four. I didn't want to see it after I heard about it, so I don't know what his writing style is like, and it could be the directional separate.
You don't want to see it.
Just
but
allow it.
That doesn't give me a lot of faith.
You can watch it when you're an old man. You can watch House Party first.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I think that I will watch the sequel to Mortal Kombat, of course. But
you're not holding your breath.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not. I wasn't.
We will watch it.
I have to say, I was slightly disappointed, as Damien will tell you, with the first one. I didn't. And as much as the first film from the 90s, as much as it hasn't aged well, I actually preferred that film to this one that they made.
Robin Shaw being up Shang Tsung and
Yeah. So I would, if they do it again, I don't mind Simon McCoy directing, but I'm glad he won't be writing it again. Let's see what this guy Jeremy Slater can come up with. I would have loved David Goyer to take a stab at this.
You know who could have made millions from Mortal Kombat?
Who's that?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, well, Cage is based on him.
Yeah, he didn't want to be associated with it because it was like too dark, and you know at the time.
Bison.
Then he done Street Fighter. Like, are you stupid?
Honestly.
Like, Mortal Kombat's been going forever. Can you imagine if he signed off on a little bit of royalties?
Oh, man.
Listen.
Yeah. But, hey, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
Yeah, man.
We still watch Kickboxer.
Yeah.
And we love it.
Bloodsport.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this news, about the sequel of Mortal Kombat coming up. Did you like the first one? Does it make you really anticipate the second one, or not at all? Leave us your comments down below and let us know what you thought.